Well, now that I've had a dream about posing dramatically, let's continue on. Wymond. Well now, if it ain't my favorite adventurer and my favorite mithril eye reporter, along with her. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? See, what happened was... I see. As much as I'd like to help two lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wymond at a loss. Old Da has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got this, Sultan's warn and a right dither. Word has it, they're formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan's warn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Suikun, I'd say it's time we paid a visit. Oh, this is Ellie, shit. Ellie, the Saltsworn aren't likely to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Suikun, I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the Sorn. Wymond. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time, the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. That's what I'm here for. Ellie, your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lies ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Suikun, time is of the essence. I'll protect her, she's fine. Let's go teleport somewhere. Let's see, where do I need to go? I need to go to the Elven's Guild, I guess. Speak to... Oh, Humphrey. Isn't Humphrey that dude where, he took that dude's sword and then lost it against, Gilgamesh? Humphrey, halt. Only authorized personnel are allowed in. That thou buggers me with a broadsword. It's the Gentleman of Light's adventurer and companion, and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. The Gentlemen of Light? Okay. Ellie. Well, if it isn't the self-styled warrior of light, tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan's sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Humphrey. Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me to the depths of me soul, like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm, just like my hero Master Hildibrand. The Sultan sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildibrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the two ladies who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff. It seemed. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Bela Dia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, aye? Yeah, sure. Ellie. Hey, pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. I think Phyllis is a guy? I don't know, it's hard to tell. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we are researching the Phantom Thief case, and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. Although Phyllis looks like a girl. Phyllis. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Suicune Astroma, yes? Phyllis has short green hair and she's dressed in typical night clothing. Ellie. You know Suicune? Phyllis. As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. Oh, here's Briardine. The Sultan Sworn, elite of Ul'dah's elites. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Ellie. Inspector Briardine. Always one step ahead of us. Briardine. Miss Ellie, Suicune, a moment if you would. Right then, very good. Right there, very good. Now, face me and don't move an ilm. Ellie. Inspector? What is that in your... Oh no, what'd you do? Did he bring a truffle with him again? Briardine. Demasking dust. Demasking dust. A formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguise. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counter-agent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Ellie. Brilliant, Inspector! The Phantom Thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. Phyllis. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce this dust are exceedingly rare. Even within the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. Ellie. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ul'dah, the last of the 4 lost relics of Belladia. Phyllis. She shakes her head. I fear not. I've pored through the histories time and again, but only mention of these four relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe the 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by the 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. Briardine shrugs. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times he has foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strength. Phyllis. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assignment to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. Guigu. Guigue? Guig? I don't know. The Black Guard will be in chains before... Is it... Yeah, Blackguard? Yeah. Before he can try to lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, my lady. He kind of just looks like a squire. And the dude walked off. Phyllis. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. Question mark. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers! Uh-oh. Which one is it? And it's Hildibrand. And he's posing dramatically as Nashu claps. Hildibrand. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring wicked to justice. I don't know what Briardine did, but he did something. And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. Well, I guess he threw dust in his face. Briardine. A shame, that. I mean, it'd be pretty impressive if this thousand-faced dude could imitate, Hildiar. Let's see, Phyllis. Inspector Hildibrand. Yeah, that guy. Like, if he could infiltrate Inspector Hildibrand and mimic him and, exactly, that'd be pretty impressive. Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Hildibrand. Oh ho! This will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel? Gutted with a great sword? Strangled with a subligar mayhap? Phyllis. I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more, even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Hildibrand. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm, renowned powers of deduction, are more up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Phyllis. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet. But I can, sachet. But I trust you'll put it to good use. Hildibrand. Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend? I like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all of his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly, Suicune, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 Sins of Sesamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use. Hildibrand. Flowers? Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Question mark. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? Eh? Who's this? Haggard Hag. Great. So Haggard Hag, yeah, that's about right. She's in basically very simple, like, peasant clothing. She's dark-skinned, she has long white hair tied into a ponytail in the back. And looks like she's got some herbs or something hanging from her belt. Probably like drying herbs or something like that. I'm the one who put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? Eh? Oh. Hildibrand bows. 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. Ahem. As I was saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Haggard Hag. Leave this place! Run away while you still can! Run far, far away! Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy! Briardean pushes his glasses on the bridge of his nose. A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Haggard Hag. Not nonsense, my boy! History! Or have you not heard of the horrors of Silde? Aye, Alda's sibling nation, against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye. But I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy draught brewed by the Sildin alchemists, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers the traitors spurn. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But ye won't hear that from the Sultan Sworn. Thou alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could make as much as a pay me last respects. Ellie. That traitor Spurn? I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them to be true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? Haggard Hag. A Sildin, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildin would know the recipe. Is she laughing? She just, like, doubled over. I couldn't tell if she was in pain or laughing. Haggard hag. But the last remnants of Silda died 4 centuries ago, you say? Hee ha 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 ha! So I guess she was laughing. Oh, they did! They did! He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. But did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Eh? Eh? Heard the tales from my own great-great-grandma, I did. About the 4 relics of Belladia and the powers they hold. The powers to exact justice. A specter of Silda has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all! Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Silda. But you did, and now we're doomed. Doomed! Doomed! And she runs off. Great, that was the thing that happened. And Hildibrand poses with one finger on his forehead and the other finger on the back of his head. Great. Question mark. That bleeding horse son's here somewhere. I can feel it in my follicles. Okay. Wait, isn't that the... Oh, yeah, it's Elazar. It's the guy that had the hair. He was like, I got so worried my hair fell out and we got him hair tonic and all of a sudden, poof, he had, golden hair again. But he's bald again. I wonder what happened. Where the Humphrey guy took his sword and sold it, or lost it a bet, or whatever the dumb shit that guy did. But yeah, that's him. Elazar, the most potent hair tonic in the realm he has seen? Aye, that it was. For all of a fortnight, before my flowing locks fell out all over again, and just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just to twist the knife an extra ill. Mountebank. Charlatan. I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. He's mad. Well, I mean, Nashu did buy it, so... I mean... She probably just got swindled. I mean, did you use all of it? She bought you an entire damn crate. Sibling strife. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I have suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Ahem. Our phantom's thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and the dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. I mean, you yourself are a zombie. Theoretically, still. I think. I'm pretty sure you're a zombie. You're a zombie, right? Because you've been in the ground for like what? No, were you in the ground for 5 years? I don't know. I mean, he was up enough to train a bunch of zombies to be gentlemen. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the specter's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturges Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between these sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth— oh, that's Briardine, sorry. Briardine. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Silda might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. Hildibrand. You can count on me, Inspector Briardine. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. I was just thinking, like, how much fun it could be to make Dungeons and Dragons characters out of these guys. As tiring as it is to do these damn voices, it could be enjoyable to have some reoccurring D&D characters. That's not Candy. You guys don't know who Candy is, but trust me, she's a thing in our D&D sessions. Alright, I have to go to the Thaumaturgy Guild thing. Let's go there. Oh, I see a Lalafell. He's wearing a nice little white pants, white coat with little, like, I guess a fur lining with a... It's kind of dark, so I can't really tell, but maybe a black or dark blue shirt with a nice, almost, beret? Is that what that kind of hat is? With a couple of feathers sticking out of it? And her name is Neneko. Neneko. I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. Researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Silda, are ya? Most impressive. Young people these days show so little interest in learning from the past. Anywho, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. The fifth astral era was an age of untold wonders, where the arcane arts, Burgund, and the great civilizations that commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. That sounds like the Allig Empire, I think? Is that kind of how the Allig Empire was? It culminated into the War of Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbra Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. That sounds a lot like the Allig Empire. We might get to that later, but I think that might be a thing. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalon, when they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries agone. Imagine a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had the Belladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, this was not to be. Wonder what happened. Here's another Lalafell. This one in long white robes. I wonder if it's a cleric? Are you a white mage? Well, you're probably not a white mage, but are you a conjurer? And their name is Yaya Roku. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Silde. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between these sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Silde alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem, employing a frightful formula known as the Traitor's Spurn. They brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Damn. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or too wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Damn, yeah. But I think there was something in D&D about something like that, where like some necromancers could bring their fallen comrades back to life so they can continue fighting for their homeland, like, because that's how dedicated they were to the cause. Alright, let's speak to this person behind a desk named Erasmus? Erasmus. You go with that. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Silde. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Beladian civilization flourished in relative peace until two sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the two nations of Ul'dah and Silde. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Very violent penchant for rivalry, shit. To the point that you killed a nation. Like, I get that you're, siblings and stuff. Siblings are gonna sibling. But to destroy or basically kill your other sibling? Damn. That's some fierce sibling rivalry. Speak to another Lalafell? And they're wearing... What are they wearing? It's so dark in here. Guys, how do you read your books when it's so dark? Like maybe dark purple clothing? Like dark purple robes, maybe? That's the Guildmaster. Am I supposed to speak to this person? Let's see. Oh, their name is Kokobuki. What's that you say? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Silde? I suppose I can spare a moment or two, but take good notes. I'm not fond of repeating myself. 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power. The silver of Silde weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Ul'dah in prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Silden, knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear. But riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, Ul'dah won the war. They can write whatever the hell they want. Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sildeh and Ul'dah and Amalj'aa warriors fought side by side? Wait, hold on. Did you know that in the war against Sildeh, Ul'dah and Amalj'aa warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not, which I did not. And neither did I, until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone at some time deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I have said enough already. Said history is written by the victors. They can write whatever the fuck they want. Whatever you think history is, it's probably not what history is. Alright, let's speak to Hildibrand. What did he'll make of this? My ever-loyal associate! Tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of these scholars in these halls? Well, this is what I learned. Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nation of Ul'dah and Sildeh. The two nations coexist for some generations, until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildeh employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into fearsome undead legion. Oh, he's doing the posing thing where he's got one finger on his forehead and the other finger on the back of his head. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Sildeh, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildin statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem, and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. Sure. Next you collapse. Briardean just kind of shrugs. Briardean, a brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself? Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to the Sildeh. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scale of the fallen sultanate. This Sildin connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread among them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? Ellie. A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightening air about him. Or frightened air about him? Hildibrand. Wait. Yes! It is coming to me! Of course! My keen investigator's senses ring out with the voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. Briardean. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man? Where might we find him? Ellie. My sources identified the man as Gugu Ria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? I guess, because everyone's walked off. Teleport to Horizon. Guguria is a Lalafell, as you could probably kind of guess from the name. It's kind of neat how they can kind of tell that they're Lalafells based on how their names are. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time is too valuable to waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Ellie bows. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Never blinking, all seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Hildibrand. Was it for love or for money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces! Guguria. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this murmuring. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. Refined voice. I thought I recognized that voice. Oh, it's, Oh, Hildibrand. Lady Durilda. Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this far this morning. Durilda. Why, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briardean, this is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gugu Ria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. Gugu Ria. But Lady Durilda, what about... Durilda. Yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Ishtami's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Alda myself? Guguria looks shocked. Durilda started to walk away, then stops and turned back. I'll just say it just once more, Guguria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. She waves. Hildibrand waves excitedly. He's like, bye! Guguria kind of looks at the floor. Alright. I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. The traitor spurned, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me thinking. So, 5 victims? Aye. The Arbiters of Truth. Briardean. The Arbiters of Truth? I'm not familiar with the name. Guguria. I few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see. Working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Silda conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. Hildibrand. False knowledge? Pray tell. Just what sort of knowledge might that be? Guguria. That's balls. Don't make me say no more. I've got family to feed. Briardian. Very well. Just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Guguryu. Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Didn't save the other guys. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he has a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. Briardian. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. Guguryu. Ria. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive, they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got his high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard his victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Hildibrand. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. And let's hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak. Guguri just hangs his head, then just runs off. He's like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Well, I see what looks like a dead person on the road. A person with a chocobo. And a person just stared at him. Ellie. Master Hob? Is everything quite alright? Birdie. No! Stand back, Ellie! Hob. Hunger! I hunger for your brains! Chocobo's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Birdie. Damn! There's no saving the man. Sukyun, do what you must. Oh, I didn't actually have to fight him. I thought I was gonna initiate a battle, but nope. Hildibrand. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me... Oh yeah, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. 'Twould seem we were a few moments late to the scene. Ellie. She kneels down and inspects one of the bodies. A message, and then there was one. There's a person hiding in the shadows, and they run away. Unbeknownst to us. Hildibrand. There it is again! Nashu. Is something the matter, Inspector? Hildibrand. Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up that trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. Ellie. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. Again, he's got some instincts going on. He does. Briardine. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. Ellie. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. Briardine. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Nashu waves. Inspector! Inspector! I'll go with her! Hildibrand. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, and we both know. Uh-oh. Ellie points her finger angrily at Hildibrand. Nashu laughs. Briardine seems to sense something behind him. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe and promise me that you'll not attempt anything rash, as you did that time with when the fiend took aim at my own life. Ellie, your life at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? Ellie, Nashu and Hildibrand just kind of like, I didn't do nothing. Nope. Ellie, I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. Briardine nods. Hildibrand, a secret vow, oh ho! Consider my interest piqued as well, good inspector. Now let us be off, Miss Phyllis awaits our report. Briardine pushes the glasses on the bridge of his nose. Let's go to the office. Okay, whatever. Alright, Phyllis, I'm back. Phyllis, a fourth victim. Foul have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth? No, it cannot be. Ellie, somebody, help! Briardine runs off. Phyllis. Miss Ellie? The voice came from the direction of the vault. We must hurry. Briardine. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? There's somebody on the floor. There's Ellie. Ellie, that man. I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... There's a glass bottle on the floor. Hildibrand. Bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead? It would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? Ellie. She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. Yeah, it sounds like Nashu. Phyllis kneels down next to the body. Or possibly just unconscious dude? Phyllis. This man wears the armor of a sultan-sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. They sprinkle the dust on his face. It is the thousand-faced man! Dun dun dun! Phyllis, the thief of many faces? To think we would find a man like this. Unless that is also a mask! A double mask! Hildibrand. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance. Not puissance, but not trying to pronounce that. Puissance, I guess. I don't know. I declare the case closed. Briardine's like, I fucking hate you. Hildibrand. She's holding out a bag of something. I return this sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proves superfluous to my cracking of the case. You're good. Oh, and he steps on the bottle, which then the sachet flies onto the knocked out dude's face. Briardine. Well, you're at it. Is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? Oh, his face did change again! Holy shit! Phyllis. What? What is the meaning of this? Briardine kneels down. Briardine. Ingenious. A double disguise. Planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. Phyllis. This is... Guigo? Not... G-U-I-G-U-E? Guigo? I don't know. One of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault, and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Hildibrand thinks. Aha! Hildibrand. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Everyone looks at him. Hildibrand looks around. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? Briardine. No, that's impossible. Hildibrand. Of course. It all makes perfect sense. With the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks at the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... Phyllis stands up and points at something. One of the other guards runs off, and Briardine pushes the glasses on the bridge of his nose. Humphrey. My lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper. It's gone. Uh-oh. Phyllis. For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. Oh, there's a person in the shadows. Question mark. And now the game is truly afoot. Oh, there's Gilgamesh. Or Greg, hiding behind a pillar, with his green chicken on his shoulder. Bah, what is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return, isn't that so, Enkindu? Neshu is looking around. Ellie is nowhere to be found. Someone sneaks up behind Neshu. Neshu. Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. Oh no! Someone bashed Neshu in the head and knocked her out. Uh-oh. Question mark. Now posing as Neshu! To think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. I mean, not that I want this to happen, but he literally knocked out the other people and took their clothes. Well, in some of them. At least one he definitely did. He might not have in another one. Beneath the Mask. Hildibrand. My ever-loyal associate! We must find Miss Ellie and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh ho, Miss Phyllis! I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? Phyllis. I fear that would only put them at greater risk. Bernardine folds his arms, or crosses his arms. Phyllis. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiter of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildibrand. Hildibrand Mander? Phyllis. Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. She shakes her head. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, until such time as the killer is apprehended. Hildibrand. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Neshu. Inspector, over here! The fake Neshu waves. Hildibrand. Ah, there you are, Neshu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. Neshu. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now there wasn't anything there but a dormouse. but it was a really cute dormouse, you see? It just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Hildibrand. Pardon me for a moment, Neshu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Suikun, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. It's gonna be really hard to do that just because we as the player know that Nashu is now the thousand-faced thief, but we can't say anything about it, so I kind of wish they didn't tell us. Oh, there is a water-stained letter just sitting on the ground here. See what that's about. A water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. It says, "Be wary and be warned." All in caps, so you know they're serious. You only use caps when you're serious. Super serious. Oh, there's another one. What does this one say? Trust no one, and your friends all the less. So this other person knows that Nashu is fake, or at least suspects so. I wonder if Ellie is making these. Though you'd think Ellie would just straight up say like, hey, Nashu's a fake. I mean, she may not know that, but she may suspect. Another water-stained letter says, "This will avail you well. Use it wisely." You obtain a sachet of demasking dust, and the next instant you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Uh-oh. Who's behind me? Oh, jeez, it's Godbert. He's in the white suit. I think that's a white rose on his left boob with black pants. Hey, he's actually wearing clothes and a black tie. Only a black bow tie. Godbert. Ho ho ho! If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Suikun! I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you. Like, there's these letters I found on the ground. Oh, he's not wearing pants, he's wearing black shorts. Great. Oh ho! So, your pursuit of this thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters. Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend, or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone, myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replace the physique of the Manderville man. I mean, if he can make himself look like women and men and stuff, like he looks like Nashu now. He straight up has ears and a tail. So why not pretend to look buff, especially if it's through illusionary magic? That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist you in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. Oh, they actually do mention his mom. Because I was wondering, like, if his dad is like this, imagine what his mom must be like. She's probably a lot like him. She would have to be to survive this guy. game wants me to go speak with Godbird again. Alright. Godbert. If the sender speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet, we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Suicune. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Oh, fuck. I mean, we already know it's Nashu, according to the cutscene. So, theoretically, we shouldn't be able to get this wrong, as long as we're not, intentionally being stupid. But, let's see. Let's see what Phyllis has to say. Phyllis, am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing, though? Like, aren't you dying anyway? Briardine. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It is the only logical conclusion. And yet, I cannot help but feel that another truth still evades us. Then who wrote the letters? I'm still thinking Ellie wrote the letters. Let's see what Nashu has to say. Inspector Briardine told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Alright, speak to Godbert. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Question mark, but they are zoomed in on Nashu. Curses! This one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. So he is Nashu. But we just don't know that yet, as the, character. Hildibrand. Hildibrand showed up. I question the Sultan's sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have been not of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Oh, he sees Godbert now. Father, what brings you here? Godbert seems to be laughing. Oh no. Briardine just kind of scratches his head like, okay. Briardine. Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up, the fiend already stands among us. Hildibrand. Inspector Briardine, I should hope you are not doubting me. I don't know if the guy'd be able to act that stupid to be convincing enough. Briardine. Well, I am quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient as assuming new identities. Godbert. As astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Suicune here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? Phyllis. What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party. But worry not, they should be reporting back within a bell's time. Question mark. Again, zoomed in on Nashu's face. Ha! Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I mean, Hildibrand's already been a corpse, I guess? Unless he just thought he was dead? I don't know. I'm still a little, sus on that one. Hildibrand. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. He walks straight over to Nashu. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Suikyun here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning my own assistant, and I assure you that none know her better than I. Oh shit. Nashu. She cheers. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Uh-oh. Question mark. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense, if he asks me anything too obscure, my cover's as good as blown. Hildibrand. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it's as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. Ahem. I am a Mandeville. Everyone's like, really? That's what you're gonna ask her? Nashu cheers. Man! Hildibrand nods. Doing what only a Mandeville. Nashu cheers. Ken! Everyone just shrugs, like, are you serious? This is his line of questioning? From the peaks of Corthus to Thenelon, Mandeville, Mandeville, Mandeville. Nashu cheers very excitedly. Man, you're the best, Inspector! Hildibrand. A perfect score! You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably my true Nashu. The Nashu turns away, gives like a cocky little, like, nod or something. I have never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Hildibrand looks a little confused. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Uh-oh. Nashu. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look. Uh-oh. I wonder if he did that on purpose. I was like, no, Nashu. Wrinkles? Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Everyone looks shocked. Nashu. Genius, Inspector? Uh-huh. Briardine walks over to Nashu. Uh-oh. Briardine. The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Nashu looks sideways. Briardine nods at me. Oh, she was looking at me. And I throw dust on her. And I throw dust on Nashu. Who's that? Oh, is that Miss Ellie? Yeah, that doesn't look like Miss Ellie at all. Hildibrand. Miss Ellie? You look somehow different? She gives a little crooked smile. Because it's a woman. And the woman gives a crooked smile. Huh. Let's see what these people have to say. Godbert. So the letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. Hildibrand, let's see what he's got to say. My prodigious power of deduction scream out to me. This woman knows something. Yeah, I would guess she does. Briardine. Another two-layered mask, mayhaps? But no, this woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. Is it Miss Ellie? Huh. Let's see. Truths Untold. Alright, let's see what's up. Maybe I haven't been paying attention enough to what Miss Ellie looks like. Hyrian woman. 7 hells. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Briardine. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Hyrian woman. Consulting Inspector Briardine. Once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course, we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. Everyone looks shocked. The lady laughs. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cece. Charmed, I'm sure. She laughs again. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my monkey ear, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildin, our aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find 2 sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Hildibrand. Miss Cece, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Especially since you're murdering people, supposedly. Cece. Justice! 400 years ago, old Don Dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Briardine. Wait, the histories say that it was Silda that turned their own men into zombies. Cece. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. I think she's talking to Phyllis, who looks shocked. It was old Da that ordered the creation of the dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. I mean, that would make sense that they did their own thing. I mean, how would you be able to really overcome a nation of undead warriors? Godbert. What is this madness you speak, woman? Cece. Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Old Don army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed Sultan Sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalon. Bardine glances at Phyllis. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long, you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ha 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 ha! Bardine. And just what do you mean by that? Cece. Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice. A dashing rebel waging battles against power and authority. Oh, if you only knew. She laughs again. But they will see soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. Hildibrand looks shocked. I think everyone looks shocked. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened? By assembling 4 secret relics from the Belladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Selde, before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie powder rained down on Ulda. No, wait, you'll all be dead. Ha 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 ha! Bardine. Preposterous! Cece looks angry. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moment of your precious homeworld. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. Uh-oh, Phyllis looks scared. Hildibrand. I think not, Miss Cece! Cece went to attack. Oh! She threw powder on the Hildibrand. The zombie powder. Bardine. Hildibrand! Cece. You idiot! Just for once could you not get in the way? Oh, the shadowy person showed up. Godbert looks behind him. Question mark. Godbert Mandeville, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day. Is that... Oh no, is that the mom? Let's try this again. Okay, let's assume it's the mom. Godbert Mandeville, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day. Oh shit, yep, that's gotta be the mom. I think she just... Everyone is shocked. Godbert. I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. Uh-oh. She's a lot smaller than I was expecting. I thought she'd be like an Amazonian woman. And then she just, like, Sanicked her way around. Uh-oh. Godbert's looking up in slow motion. She's way up there. Oh, she's got a frying pan. A cast iron frying pan, to be precise. And she bashed the fuck out of Godbert's head. Again, in slow motion. Bardine. Ahem. Am I to understand that you are Hildibrand's mother? Oh, Gilgamesh smiles from the shadows. Oh, Gilgamesh shows up. Alright. Gilgamesh. Aye, that is more like it. Hand to hand, skill set to skill set. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Suicune. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. So, yeah, the green chicken's head. Wait, are we getting into? Oh, there's a bunch of stars that are appearing on the screen as Godbert's wife beats the shit out of Gilgamesh single-handedly. So, the mom, apparently her name is Julian, and again, she's a lot smaller than I thought. I mean, she's not like Lalafell short or anything like that. She's basically average height. I think she's just human in this game in terms of like race. But she's, like I said, I was expecting her to be like an Amazonian woman, basically. But no, she's basically of average height. She's got long blonde ponytails, and she's wearing kind of like a pretty pink, like long shirt. Kind of basically like she's basically wearing like a pink dress that goes to her knees with a yellow sash and black boots that go up almost to her knees. And she's very much like yeah, she's got a cast iron frying pan that she uses to bash the fuck out of people with. She's almost like Harley Quinn. She's kind of Harley Quinn-ish. Do ye have do ye have popotos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if you hadn't bloody noticed. But her name's Julianne, even though they haven't actually said her name yet. You, Suicune or something, was it? Yes, ma'am. Uh-oh, I look scared. Oh, she's even got the dyed ponytails, just like, the new one, where it's, like, blonde, but at the end it's pink. Yeah, that's Harley Quinn. Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. Hi. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. As they show Hildibrand, the Cece, and Godbert all laid out with little birds swinging around their head. Just like in the cartoons. Julian. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-arse husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? I nod enthusiastically, like, yep, totally gonna help as much as I can. That was the green chicken. And Gilgamesh is still laid the fuck out. I mean, I thought Hildibrand was already a zombie. Maybe he wasn't. Julianne. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him! He's green! I mean, yeah, he did change color after the powder got thrown on him, but I mean, considering it's powder, maybe it, just coated him. Because I'm still thinking he's a zombie. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Sintgat. At the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Jest. Now hurry. Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. Briardine. In the meantime, I will search for the Bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. Yeah, finally someone thought about Nashu. Like, so we caught the real thief, but now she's gone, and no one's seen her for a while. Gilgamesh. Ouch, that smarts. Ye gads, Hildy. You're looking more too hardy yourself. Oh, you're looking none too hardy yourself. Julian. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Suicune here and make yourself useful? Or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? Yeah, she bashed him straight into a stone wall. Gilgamesh. But of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sintgots, sundries, was it? Come now, Suicune. There is work to be done. Green chicken follows him. Again, I thought he was already a zombie. Maybe Hildibrand just thought he was a zombie this whole time. I mean, he was buried and everything, so I don't know. I'm thinking they're just gonna like sweep that under the rug. Like, shh, don't think about it too hard. You're already thinking about it too hard. Stop it. I mean, other than, I guess, the tattered clothing, I'm trying to remember, did he look very zombified before? I'll have to look back at my old footage to see, like, how zombified did he actually look? Or was he basically, like, the same skin tone, but just had tattered clothing and just thought he was a zombie? Since God, I think I still owe this guy some herbs. Oversoul rags, you say? I fear that I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. Gilgamesh. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. Sintgat. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these regs. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Gilgamesh. Gah! And you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Question mark. Don't know who this is. Well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Oh, it's that, like, Amazon chick and her sister. Avalia, I think her name is? Avila, that's her name. Avila's back. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. Oh, she gives it to me. Wow. Gilgamesh. My lady, you are far too kind. Avila. She shakes her head. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Suicune here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. She looks to her sister for a moment, then waves, and they both leave. Sintgat. Oh, take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the regs you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. You're not going to, though. You're going to take the chimera things. Gilgamesh. A kind sentiment, my good man. But we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Suicune? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Guest, or Jest. Depends on how you pronounce the G. Oh, here he is. Alright, so Jest or Guest, because it's G-E-S-T, so however you pronounce that. Yeah, basically this looks like your typical merchant wearing green clothing and a white turban. Jest. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Huh. Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traitors themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now, I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Gilgamesh. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. The merchant guy just shrugs. Question mark. After the events of the day, my father will not be so easily forgive and forget. But it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? What? Is that Humphrey? Oh, that's, the blue chick from the last thing that we did. She had her blue dress and everything. Arabella, that was her. She runs over to me. Suicune, what a lovely surprise! Are you here for the ball, perchance? Like, see, there's this whole thing going on right now. Arabella looks shocked. Heavens! The poor inspector! Oh yeah, and, with Arabella's that other dude, that dark-skinned, black-haired dude, whatever that dude's name was. He's with her, too. I still think it was Humphrey that was asking her out, but I don't know. Jest. Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to preening flops and scruffy adventurers, and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? She's like, you already got one of those? She bows. Arabella. Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Just as excited. He's like, yeah! Arabella. Provided you first provide my good friend Suicune with the bottle of twice distilled water that she needs. Jess looks shocked. It's like, well... Just, you know this woman? Bah. If that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? He gives me what I need. Arabella bows to me. And then walks off, with the guy following her. Gilgamesh. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly, this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Suicune, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. Alright, let's go speak to Julian. I trust the two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed? Yes ma'am. Yeah. We got the stuff. Julian cheers. Bloody brilliant! I take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. She must be like a master chef. Or something. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Damn, she even commands the gods. Jeez. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Briardine and Nashu show up. Briardine, look who I found. She was slumbering obviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Nashu, boy, did that nap feel good. Nashu's great. Briardine, yes, I'm sure it did. Suicune, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sildin ruins. We must go there with all haste. I nod, stoically. Julian, you've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ulda's at stake. Godbert nods. Gilgamesh. Suicune, my strength is yours as well. For Ulda, and for your friend Hildy. Julian. You remind me of my husband. What with you having more muscle than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. Damn. That's a lot of fire crystals. Gilgamesh. I am a warrior, not an yes, milady. I mean, use all that strength to carry them fucking boxes. Oh, we see Gilgamesh at the market. With giant crates. I say, Enkidu. The burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Suicune. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Suicune and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I. No. Only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. The green chicken's like, what the fuck am I supposed to be then, asshole? You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Suicune could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words, and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Ye gods, what was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals, where have they gone? Question mark. Fancy meeting you here, old friend. Gilgamesh. That voice, could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so? Wait, what? Her last vow. Julian. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moon-sick maid digging around at the Sil-Da excavation site with her mind set on turning all Da into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching. But don't you worry, Mommy Dearest isn't gonna let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Alright, let's go talk to Phyllis. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet, no matter how many times we tried to reach out to her, she refuses so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the traitor's spurn. One misstep, and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Suikun. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard, and call out to your friend's name. I beg of you, Suikun. Surely if anyone can convince this woman to abandon her madness, it is you. With the chat mode in Say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie, and convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. With the chat mode in Say. I think they mean this. Like that. And then type in Ellie with an exclamation point. And convince your erstwhile friend. Huh. That's different. Do I actually have to do that? Let's go find out. I mean, that's what the thing says. It's definitely new. I see Gilgamesh. Godbert. Hildibrand. Let's see what Gilgamesh says. Oh ho! Do think this girl and her sister were behind the crimes all along? I dare say this realm is awash with capable adversaries. Here's Nashu. I didn't see Nashu. Miss Ellie, and I thought we were friends. Aw, Nashu must be so heartbroken. Probably wounds her deeply. Godbert, you'd do well not to anger the lass, friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what she intends on doing. Oh, that's Briardine. I thought that was Hildibrand. Briardine. It beggars belief that I could have been so blind. I'm sure. See, with the chat mode and Say, use your keyboard or the soft... Okay. So, do I just select it and then hit Say? Oh, I guess so. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yep, we see Ellie sitting on a crate with a sword next to her. Ellie? Oh, yeah, Ellie. Suikun, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. Briardine. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Ellie just kind of looks away. She doesn't even say anything. Briardine looks contemplative for a moment. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. Ellie stands up suddenly. She storms over to the group, but keeps a safe distance. Oh, she's wearing the Arabella's clasp, the necklace that she stole. Ellie, how little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago, we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. She holds out a sachet. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as all Don dogs you would defend. Birding. Ellie, stop this madness. Ellie, I'm sorry, Inspector. Oh, there's zombie dudes. She's already turned some people into zombies. Now she's freaking out, trying to punch the air, I guess. Birding. There's too many of them. I mean, I have... Uh-oh. God, Bert. He took one step and, like, dissolved his suit. He's got a golden hammer going on right now. And he's in his tidy whities. Oh, he's bashing the fuck out of some zombies. The shiny gold hammer that got really big all of a sudden. Oh, that's a large flame of awesomeness. You see the zombies all face planted. A bunch of zombies are chasing Nash. She's just like, oh no! Gilgamesh with one swipe of his spear cut them all down. Neshu cheers, and Gilgamesh looks very happy. He has a very dopey, happy face. More zombies showed up. Ellie, you only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculous good fortune that you even made it this far. And he's as good as 6 films under. Gilgamesh, be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. Ellie, I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Godbert, balls. Is there no end to them? I'm not liking... Oh, sorry. Not even in speaking in Godbert's voice. Balls. Is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? Gilgamesh nods. He's like, yeah, fuck it. I'll respond to whatever. Ellie, it's a shame to lose you, Suicune. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! Uh-oh. Which kind of looks like, why are the zombie minions posing dramatically? She falls over in shock. Ellie's like, what the fuck? Her mouth gapes open. There's some very shininess going on. There's Humphrey. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword. Are my eyes to be believed? Yeah, there's like a shining light appearing behind Hildibrand. I bet it's from that, Elazar, whatever dude? That bald guy. I bet it's from his face. Humphrey, that pose. No. These are not for warriors of light, I see. They're posing dramatically. These are for gentlemen of light. He's blinking rapidly. And the light just becomes so blinding. Everyone has to shield their eyes. Hildibrand. Just so, my good man. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? And he smiles a little glint. Yep, it's Baldy. Shining light on everybody. Elazar, that's his name. Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you've got my snurble tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've nipped them clean from your bloody head. Nashu cheers. Oh, hello there, Mr. Elazar. Core, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. I just love how cheerful Nashu is. She's so great. Ellie, impossible! The holy water couldn't have cured him. Seething zombie. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to zombie powder. Hildibrand nods. Deadpan zombie. When we heard that Master Zombiebrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. Briardine just kind of like pinches the bridge of his nose like, oh, what the fuck. Briardine. Immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. Hildibrand posing dramatically, of course. And the zombies are still posing dramatically. So Hildibrand was never an actual zombie. He just thought he was. And so the real zombies, knowing that he wasn't a zombie, made him immune to being a zombie. Great. Hildibrand. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. He smiles. She just falls down, knowing that she's defeated. Briardine slowly approaches her from behind. Ellie, it's over. It's all over. Inspector Briardine, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Briardine closes his eyes for a moment. Briardine, Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something. Someone with whom I intend never to part. She looks at him surprised. He kneels down to look at her. Briardine, I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your ghoul cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? She smiles for a moment, but doesn't say anything. And it fades to black for a moment. The zombies are posing or doing exercises, I'm not sure. Godbert bows. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only one guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspirations. No, aspersions? Aspersions, aspersions? Cast upon your ancestors. You said that the name of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history. But know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Ellie looks down and doesn't say anything. Zombies are cheering in the background for some reason. Bardeen closes his eyes. I just kind of stand there helplessly like, I can't do nothing about this situation here. Gilgamesh looks around. And smiles. Uh-oh. Gilgamesh. Ahem. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. They're like, what about you? If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Suikyun's presence for a matter of far greater importance. Aye, the time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. I'm like, seriously, dude? At a time like this, Gilgamesh is very happy. Why the long face, friend? Ah, but mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Gilgamesh poses with his sword in hand. Or a sword in hand. Hildibrand. Could it be? The treaty blade? And the true one at last. Oh, he's got the treaty blade. Gilgamesh. None other. And I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. Ah, but I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. It wasn't single combat last time. It was 8 versus 2. It was me and 7 other people versus you and a chicken. And Kindu. Is that my cue, old friend? Everyone's looking around like, what? Someone dropped from the sky. Everyone's like, what the fuck? That kind of looks like Garuda. Phyllis, thou be merciful. What is that abomination? Some new breed of void scent? It's basically like a Hawkman. Like, it's got humanoid form. Like, it's got arms and legs, like a humanoid form. But it's got a bird face and huge wings. And it's it's green with long as fuck hair. And it's got huge horns coming out of its head. Like goat horns kind of thing. Or ram horns, maybe. Gilgamesh. Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. Ah, but 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. It's a she? Holy crap. Nashu cheers. Hildibrand. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartful plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. Yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense. Because crystals seem to be able to, like, fulfill wishes in some ways. Briardian. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. I hate to tell you, Briardian, but That ship sailed a while ago. Gilgamesh. Suicune, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. I, and Kidu, and I shall await you at Amdapur Keep. He smiles at his Enkidu companion. Oh, so Enkidu flies up, he jumps up and grabs Enkidu's leg, and Enkidu is able to carry his weight, whereas, a normal chicken, cannot. But a primal, yeah, a primal could do that. Gilgamesh. 'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climactic confrontation? If you would claim the treaty blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies it can do, to the skies! And they fly off. Oh jeez, Hildibrand ran after him. 2 against 1? That is not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Suicune, to Amdapur. Phyllis. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man can summon a primal on his own. I must send word to the Scions at once. I mean, he had 20 crates of crystals. And he's a very passionate dude. Phyllis. Oh, but of course. I had near forgotten we had a warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Suicune, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. The zombies behind me cheer and pose dramatically. Well, I found Hildibrand, and he has been face-planted into the ground next to these ruins. Let's go talk to him. Hildibrand. Ahem! Is that you, Suicune? Pray forgive me. I was right on Greg's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. Really? I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? You got your ass kicked. Together we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave, Suicune. Yes. Just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. Battle in the Big Keep, now available. Alright, let's do another 8-man. So, again, this is not a one-on-one thing. Battle in the Big Keep. At long last we meet again on the battlefield. I dare see Enkidu should come to enjoy our treats? I don't know, as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable. Unless you enjoy getting... Damn it, it's so fast. Right, saying, unless you enjoy getting your butt kicked. You'll have to go into the tornadoes as chickens, is what I learned this Star Wars. I'm like connected to somebody. I don't know what's going on here. High five your tether. Oh. High five. So if me and someone else gets like a purple line between us, I guess we're supposed to give each other a high five. It's funny how they say so. Instead of just like run over to the person, they'll be like, you know, hug the tank if they got a certain thing. You know, high five the person if you've got a tether. The dialogue is interesting. How they refer to people. Am I not able? Oh, I'm a chicken. Okay. I was just about to attack somebody when I'm a chicken now. Oh, here we go. Back to being me! Yeah. And since we have so much DPS, fight on, Inkindu! Inkindu! Are the bonds of our friendship so fragile? Inkindu got beat up. Alright, just you and me, Gilgamesh. Me run away? Ha! I was but seeking out a more suitable... Damn, that goes so fast. Enough exposition! Now we fight like men! And ladies who dress like men! Reach his hand into the sky. For Gilgamesh, it is transmorphing time! Transmorgifying time? I think is what he said. Is he transforming into a giant one? Oh, he's giant, and he's got, what was it, 6 arms? The mightiest warrior ever to grace Eorzea stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh, prepare yourself! I think he's got 6 arms. A bunch of, like, rose petals fly around him for a second. As the moon shines behind him. You have some skill, but Gilgamesh. You've only just begun to fight. Oh, crap. Basically made like a checkerboard on the field, and then as you go to one square, then if you weren't standing on the wrong square. Oh god, why am I stuck? Oh no, I'm stuck! Oh no! Oh yeah, people help me out. Good. Somebody was tethering me. That was impressive! We shall too fight with all my strength. Oh, crap. Oh jeez, so many new things are going on. I'm not even gonna really worry about DPSing, honestly. Crap. I'm trying to make sure I say it up stupid. Here, I'll throw a wind thing on you. Nope, yeah, that. Help him. The mighty Gilgamesh will not be defeated. Checkerboard. Okay. Right. I don't even know what the shape is. enough expository banter. That was the achievement I got. To think that my full contemplative arms would avail me not. Jumped in the air to land on his hands and knees. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. The treaty blade, I too shall return just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Great. It's in your hands. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled... Damn it. I nod. Alright, let's see. What does this fucker say? Does it show in here? Okay, so let's see. To my side and can do. The battle is joined. Oh, no, it doesn't say, like, what his cutscene dialogue was, unfortunately. Lame. Oh well. I'm sure it was just a lot of, "You will not defeat me!" There's his green chicken. And Gilgamesh is still on his hands and knees. The chicken kind of pecks at his fingers a little bit. Not! Ha! I lied again! What? Say, like, isn't the sword right in your hands? You can take the Faustio blade for all I care. I thirst for the true power. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as mine own. Till we meet again. He still has 6 arms. So I went back and looked at the footage of what Gilgamesh was saying. And it's, you know, a lot of what you would expect. Like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, beat you. And when he ran away, he was like, I totally wasn't running away. I was just going to a more suitable place. Yeah. And then when we defeated him, he's like, okay, no more hijinks, I promise. And then after we left, he's like, not. I lied like a rug. He was talking about how, you know, he wants the strongest sword and that nothing less will suffice. And he also wants to take my weapon as well. Even though it's not a sword, it's a staff. Though I can understand it is a pretty cool staff. But he does go around taking people's weapons when he defeats people. So, there is that. But yeah, he claimed he was going to have no more hijinks, and he lied, and he's going to go attack me out of the blue someday, just so he can take my weapon. Alright, let's talk to Hildibrand. He has unplanted himself. What ho, Suicune! Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. Yeah, I already did that, with like 7 other people. The battle has already been won. That is triumphant news indeed. Clearly the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this, you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in a nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? It's the foresty-looking place. Looks like I'm in the ruins looking for the blade. And all my peeps showed up, including Mommy Dearest. Phyllis. Suicune, what news of the Primal and the Treaty Blade? Well, I beat 'em up. Oh, they've got Ellie and the other girl in handcuffs. Cece in handcuffs. Phyllis. Remarkable. I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Godbert, looking at Cece's earrings, I think. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Ellie. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasure of Lost Silda. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. I mean, they just kind of look like earrings with scales on them. Like, weighted scales. Like you see what that is in relation to justice and stuff. Just kind of looks like that. Briardian. And just how did you come to know of those long-lost relics? Cece. There was an... What's going on in the background with the Neshu? I don't know what's going on there. There was an ancient scroll passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. If we could have wielded this magic of legend, Ellie and I might still have had the last laugh. Ellie. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. What I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages of this realm has ever known. Briardian. And just what sort of incantation is this? Ellie. The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. Azema's virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the Warrior of Light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, "Blade in hand, I swear unto you." The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Neshu seems to cheer at something. Hildibrand. Over here, friends! Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, returns with tidings most triumphant. He's holding up his hands with the blade in one hand. And he runs with a sword in his hands. He then kind of sticks the sword into the ground a little bit as he leans on it like a cane. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Ellie. Yes, just like that, I swear unto you then. Hildibrand. My word! Whatever is this odd tingling sensation? I'm trying to see what's going on with the blade, but I don't see anything that's going on with it. Ellie. Ridiculous! Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. Oh, the sword begins to glow a little bit. Briardian. It would seem the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. Oh no! It's like, it's not sure if he's a warrior of light or not. Cece. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon. The sword shines with a bright, blinding light. And it blasted Hildibrand up. Skyward ho! Well, there you go. Birdian. Well, I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. Ellie. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose I wouldn't have been much use to I guess it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Hildibrand is cheering. And so is Nashu. Nashu? Inspector! Oh, Inspector! Wait for me! Julian. Those balls, Hildy! First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to the gods knows where without even giving her a kiss goodbye? She runs off. Godbert. Ho ho ho! It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand. It has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. Phyllis. So, in the end, the Sildin incantation of legend was wielded not by a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light. Cece. Well, the treaty blade is some 6 centuries old, after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. I think I'd say, like, he's got the heart. You know? He's got the heart, just not necessarily the skill. Ellie. The magic that brought peace and happiness to people of Belladia. It was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. Briardian smiles a little bit. Huh. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. It's a gift. A gentleman to the end. The bloody bastard. You're seen above the clouds, and Hildibrand is still going. Holy shit. He's gonna wind up in space. Hildibrand. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye? A curious scent, wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land? Do I smell a case? The sword propels me even more. Worry not for me, my friends! Oh, shit. It auto-scrolled. I didn't get to read it. Don't worry, I'll read it. I'll look at the footage and I'll read it. Oh, I got, let's see. Her last vow complete. I got a wind-up gentleman toy, a little minion. If Clockwork Hildibrand doesn't quite roll off the tongue, both Minion of Inquiry and Mammoth Extraordinaire are acceptable alternatives. I've got a Manderville coatee, which I've got like a Manderville shirt, and a Manderville bottoms. I've got pants, and I've got a most gentlemanly emote, it looks like. Oh, nope, he's still alive. He's looking into the camera, waving goodbye. You got the achievement, I'll be there for you. He takes control of the blade, and now you see it like a rocket. Blazes brighter. Alright, let's see what he said. Hildibrand. Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want for succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again. Flies off into the sun. Off to chase the next case. I mean, he's got a pure heart, obviously. And he wants to do good. He really, really does. And I think for the most part, he actually succeeds, one way or another. But, yeah, I think if he was just more, I don't know, combat adept, then he probably could be a warrior of light. But, you know, he's just a goofy gentleman. Pure-hearted, goofy gentleman. With crazy burns. We got Hildibrand moonwalking. We've got Nashu moonwalking. We've got Ellie and Briardine. And his mom, Julianne, and Godbert's kind of flashing on screen. And in black and white, Hildibrand is still moonwalking. And Nashu. You've also got, what is that, the girl's name? Arabella, whatever that girl's name was. And then you've got the VeggieTales popping up. You've got, what's her name? Maria popping up as well. You got Humphrey, Phyllis. They're just kind of posing like they're dancing. Got more moonwalking. You got the Typhon, Typhon I think is that ugly as fuck beast's name is. You got the Octopus, Gilgamesh, Green Chicken. You got the Elazar guy, the bald dude. You've got Hildibrand and Nashu twirling and posing in place. Hildibrand will return? Question mark.